Hey folks, Homer Ibarra.
Chris Waters, your host, and I'm joined by Chris to talk about Octodad, Dadliest Catch, PlayStation 4 game. And Chris, welcome to the show. Thanks. Really glad to have you guys here. And you go to the end of the massive convention center here. You've got Xbox One facing off against PlayStation 4. You've got Rise, Son of Rome, this crazy gladiatorial game, and then you've got Octodad, a dad with responsibilities who is also a secret octopus. Yes. And I love the juxtaposition. Octodad, the original, was just such a whimsically fun game. Pretty exciting for you guys to be coming to the PlayStation 4?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's amazing that we're here. I just, out of nowhere, a while ago, we were just working on our PC version, just going along.
Doing your thing, yeah.
And here we are. It's amazing.
That is quite a trip. So for those folks who, my very brief introduction of Octodad may have just, what? He's a dad, secret octopus? Give us a little bit of the lowdown here for Octodad, Dadliest Catch.
Well, sure. Octodad is an octopus, and he happened to fall in love with a human woman. Mm-hmm. And they got married and had kids.
It's a happy story.
Yeah, it is. But the only problem is he's an octopus.
Yeah.
And if anyone ever found that out, there's always the problem that he may become sushi. Or at the very least be taken away from his family. And he loves his family, so he wants to be with them. And also there's a sushi chef who does know his secret.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that an ally, or like is he trying to find ways to expose Octodad?
He wants nothing more than to see you turned into sushi.
Sinister.
So you go through daily life, going to the grocery store, we'll look at it in a minute, his wedding day, going to the aquarium, and it's all about just doing basic human tasks. But when you have no bones, it's a whole lot more challenging to do.
Your body's built for the undersea environment.
Yes.
The gravity of trying to support a suit.
Exactly.
And manipulate objects through in the open air. Challenging, to say the least.
Yes. He was able to stuff his tentacles into a suit and somehow make a somewhat human shape.
He's managing pretty well. Like, Octodad is he's made an impressive effort thus far.
I'd like to think so.
But he's got to keep it up. So let's jump into it right now, and we'll take a look at how exactly Octodad goes about managing these daily tasks.
Yes.
And maintaining, all right, so Chapter 1, in which a normal human gets ready for his big day.
Of course.
Like normal humans do.
Yes. So we start out, he's in a room getting ready, he's looking over his different, there's deodorant there and other stuff, but
he's already buttoned up.
He's
pretty well set.
He's pretty well set. So he's got to get out of the room. So he's cleaning off this table because he's looking for a key because he wants to get in that cabinet. There's probably breath spray or maybe some hairspray,
something to really just make sure he's looking his finest for his big day.
Yeah, yeah.
But the controls here, this is not, they sort of mirror the absurdity of an octopus trying to masquerade as a human. I mean, not just because, boom, the wall fell down, but
yes.
It's awkward to walk, to grab stuff.
Exactly.
And the controls are purposefully awkward.
Right, you're always fighting with gravity. You have to think, in most games, you press forward and you move. You don't think about it at all.
Yeah.
But in this, you have to think, I have to move my right foot and my left foot and where I want to go. And even just placing your feet can be a challenge. Simple things like opening a door can be hard. Right there we have collectible ties, because we know or at least our designers have gotten really good at the game. So for replayability, we have ties hidden throughout the levels in really hard to find places and really hard to get to places.
And really awkward to maneuver to places.
Yes, so people who want to get better can. So yeah, this.
Just navigate a room with a few tables in it.
Yeah, yeah.
No mean feats.
Fun. Yes. Yeah, because this is our tutorial. We have to teach people how to actually control him, because it's not just a simple press forward, press A to open door.
And so how is that, from a design perspective, right? Coding something, to press forward, A to open door, move forward, there's a challenge inherent in that. But when you're purposefully trying to add this extra layer of obfuscation in the player input, but have it be a way that isn't, it's not frustrating. It's just kind of you're kind of haphazard. Like that seems like a really tough balance to strike.
It was. We try to make it frustratingly fun, because a little bit of frustration is not really a big deal.
Yeah.
You can have fun as long as he's falling over, flipping around, and being entertaining, then you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, our student projects, the original Octodad, we feel like maybe the line was a little bit more on the frustrating. We've done everything we can to make the controls feel good, yet not have absolute perfect control. And so anyway, right now he's just, he had to find his suit jacket. There's a key on the wall.
He's all suited up.
He's all suited up. Now he just has to get to the chapel so he can get married. But one thing is, see that red button right there?
Yeah.
We like to put a lot of little things in the levels that you don't necessarily have to do, but they're really fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you put a red button, who doesn't want to press a big red button?
You gotta push it. It says partay on it.
And you can partay.
And then you can have... Now, that's one thing Octodad finds himself a little better at, it seems, like breakdancing, you know, getting down.
Well, yeah.
Because his very movement through the environment looks like an awkward dance.
Right. I mean, once you get used to the legs, lift leg, move forward, it gets to the point where you just gotta dance.
Just gotta dance. Oh my goodness! It's just, and also what I think is so makes this game so endearing is just the look on his face that you've made with his big kind of testicle mustache and his big eyes. He's not like really registering any kind of frustration or anger. It just sort of seems like a dude who's like, "Yep, this is my life. This is what I do. Yep, I'm flailing all around." He's just very earnest.
Yes. Now on face value, that is somewhat true, but really that's actually a design decision that took us a long time. Every game has doors that don't open. But for us, we were trying to, anytime we had a door that you would grab and you just get a locked sound, people got angry with that.
Yeah.
So one of our designers just said, why don't you just have the doorknob break off? I mean, octopi are stupidly strong, so he just doesn't know his own strength.
And he just, I can't go that way. I ripped the doorknob off. Got to figure something else out. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah. Oh, right here, he forgot his tie. He can't possibly get married unless he has his tie on.
Honestly.
So he has to go back and go get it, which is in the Church of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I was about to say, that looks like an eldritch god there, showing on the stained glass window.
Yes. It's an older church. It's been renovated. That's why the wall fell over earlier.
Certainly.
It's an old building.
Some of the doorknobs are loose.
Yeah.
So we see where what Octodad's task is here, but other levels you mentioned were go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a workplace environment that he has to navigate.
There's no workplace, but his family really wants to go to an aquarium.
Oh.
And he's terrified of this because who else? I mean, when you go to an aquarium, those people know fish.
Yeah.
And there are marine biologists there. So if they happen to spot Octodad, they know there's something wrong with this guy. And you'll start gaining suspicion right away.
He may be well dressed, but no, something's not adding up.
Something's wrong. He must be a sea creature. But before you were saying, like, see right there, everyone's staring at him. In most rooms, when there's no one around, you can do whatever you want, knock stuff around, make a mess of the place because it's fun. But in the case of this, when people are watching you, that's when you have to be a little extra careful, because anytime you do something even partway suspicious, it builds your suspicion meter.
And that's what these sort of lines of sight are indicating that you're being watched?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, when you're in the line of sight, they see you.
They see you. And are you playing your own interlude? Oh, he's trying to retrieve the ring, but...
No, there's a...
Is he going to play his own intro here?
One of the secret ties is sitting up on top of the organ.
And look at him trying to reach. He can't get it. What, is he going to take a running start? No.
Well, he's got to... on the bottom it says his last objective is to retrieve the ring and give it to his wife.
Which is in this random... This must be how you give alms in the Church of Cthulhu with doubloons and large gems.
Exactly.
These are the currencies that the elder god accepts.
Exactly. Yes.
And his wife is also none the wiser?
She has no idea. Kids don't know. She doesn't know. And they're a lot safer to do crazy stuff around because they're your family.
They love you.
They've seen you acting a little off. That's just dad.
Everyone has their quirks.
Yeah, and everyone looks at their dad and goes, oh, every once in a while.
His dad is
so
just being dad.
It's just dad being dad, kicking people at the wedding. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with
fine.
that.
His feet are surprisingly soft and do not hurt.
Squishy.
It's squishy.
And yeah, I mean, something as simple as putting a ring on can be a real challenge. But I did want to...
look at that. Beautiful.
Yes.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Chris?
No, I was going to say, you said he seems kind of none the wiser. In general, yes, he does have that kind of blank expression.
I'm doing
but,
it.
But internally, he knows if I get found out, I'm done for. He loves his family. He wants to keep them in his life.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be sent back to the sea or end up in someone's stomach. So we're really going to... We actually had... We're working on cutscenes. This happened on our first game. They always kind of go back, but the actual story of the game will be fully animated cutscenes.
Oh, cool.
Because our first game, they were practically made in MS Paint. We did them in 2 weeks. Every artist grabbed one, did it as fast as we possibly could. But now we have a little extra time.
Yep.
Granted, I'm the one who gets to make them all, but I can.
You kicking
more time.
You kicking it up a notch from MS Paint, or it's just going to be really good MS Paint this time around?
Well, if worse comes to worse, it'll be really good MS Paint. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to manage.
You're going to pull it together, Chris. Yeah. So Octodad, Dadliest Catch, it's coming to the PlayStation 4, but it's not just the PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah, we're releasing on PC, Mac, and Linux January. And then as soon as we can finish the game right after, we'll be releasing on the PS4.
Very cool. And so you were just seeing, that was just being played on the PlayStation 4.
Yes.
And that's actually playable here on the show floor at Comic-Con. So if you folks are here, you can get your hands on a DualShock 4 and feel what it's like to be a secret octopus just trying to live his life and love his human family. Octodad, Dadliest Catch. Chris, thank you so much for coming on here.
Thanks for having me.
Showing off the demo. Also, can we just look at your shirt real quick for a second?
Oh, yeah. Octodad.
Octodad.
Which you can get those on our website. So.
All right, so we've actually got a little bit more time. So let's talk about Octodad. You said it was a student project.
Yeah. We were all students of DePaul University in Chicago, and there was a project every year that we did called DGE, the DePaul Game Experience. Actually, every year we chose a different E for what it stood for, but it was just different disciplines at the college would come together and try to make a game to get into the IGF Student Showcase. And so basically we all got together, or we went through interviews to find out who would be on it, and then we all did a bunch of pitches of different games. And someone pitched this idea of like a little guy inside a robot head of like this crazy, wobbly, broken down robot. And from there, we kind of latched onto it, and just it evolved into an octopus wearing a suit.
Into an octopus wearing a suit, which you know, it's still got that clumsiness inherent in it.
Yeah. And then I mean, we ended up in the student showcase, so we were successful with that. And,
very cool.
Just just all that excitement from all that, we decided to start a company. Some of the team came together and we created Young Horses, and we've been working on our sequel ever since.
On Dadliest Catch ever since. So you know, definitely a success story for game developers, you know, students who want to sort of get into creating their own stuff. Is that, is that something that you see the next generation of consoles? Because we've been playing it on the PS4 here, and you know, we got the Xbox One coming out this year as well. Do you see next generation of consoles embracing that kind of project more often? Certainly, you guys were a big part of Sony's presentation at E3.
I really hope so. I mean, it was amazing when Sony came to us and was like, "Hey, do you want to do it?" And we're like, "Of course." And we got the dev kit, and our lead programmer was able to get the game running on the PS4 in 4 weeks, part-time.
Wow.
So now, of course, he was very excited once we got the dev kit and he got to actually go do that. But it was, I mean, I'm the lead artist. I don't deal with the technical side of that sort of stuff, but for him, it seemed like he was having an easy time. So I imagine it's going to be a lot easier.
It's going to sort of pave the way, and certainly I think, you know, them featuring 10 or 12 indie games on their stage, you know, that was a great sign going forward that the next generation is going to continue to just embrace a broader spectrum of games.
Yeah, I know. It was great to see, you know, one of our guys on the stage playing the game next to, like, these games we're so excited to play. It's just really exciting.
Very cool. All right, Chris. Well, Octodad, Dadliest Catch coming out in January, PC, Mac, and Linux.
Right.
And then PS4
As soon as we can.
as soon as you guys can.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Thank you so
Yes.
much for coming on, showing it off. Enjoy the rest of Comic-Con, and we
Oh, I
are
will.
going to go take a look at some more of Comic-Con. Ryan McDonald just told me where we're going, but I totally just forgot. Where is it, Ryan? Capcom!